welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. Big welcome back to my returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your support of me and each other in the comments section. A big thank you to everyone who has commented and press their notification bell, because I will be drawing a name for the free private reading very, very soon this week. So please be sure to hit your notification bell. Please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop me a comment below for your chance to win a free reading. But today's pick a card reading, if you found yourself here for the very first time, please join us and pull up a chair, grab yourself some snacks, and we'll have a little bit of a chat. We are all friends when we gather at my table. So today's pick a card reading is a yes/no pick a card. So any question on your mind is up for grabs. It can be about love, it can be about career. We are simply answering the yes/no and some explanation from Spirit. So we have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 with the Shadowscapes Tarot and the Green Malachite. Pile number 2 with the Herb Crafters Tarot and the Hematite. Pile number 3 with the Labyrinth Tarot, I believe, and the Blue Oregonite. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting, and your timestamps are below. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Again, today is a yes/no reading. Any question on your mind, is it a yes or is it a no? Pile 1. Hello, pile 1. You were drawn to the Hematite or perhaps to the Shadowscapes Tarot, and this is your reading. It's a yes/no question from Spirit today, holding the question in your mind. It can be any question that you're asking. Is it a yes or is it a no today for pile 1, Spirit? We have the 4 of Wands. We have here the 7 of Wands reversed. We have the 9 of Wands. 10 of Cups. You may be hesitating to do something. You may be really hesitating to take a risk on something or to enter into a doorway. And honestly, you may be really on the fence about actually executing this decision that's on your mind right now. And Spirit is here to say that you're anticipating failure. You're anticipating failure, and they want you to, instead of anticipating that failure, they want you to understand, oh, look at this. They want you to understand the dynamics of your thoughts. If every single thought that you had was tattooed on your body, you would be very much more guarded about some of the things that came out or some of the things that went through your mind that you really clicked on, because we have 70,000 messages or thoughts in our mind every single day. But it's like a Google ad. We don't have to click on every single thought that we have. And there's a lack mindset here for sure that needs to be worked on, because Spirit says we weave our own destiny. And if we think we can accomplish something, we absolutely can. And if this is a goal for you in work, specifically if you have great ideas towards entrepreneurship, because the Queen of Swords is like, I'm a leader, I have great ideas, I tell the truth. And she's supporting this doorway. This is not just any option for you, pile 1. This is like an amazing option for you. And you may not feel like you're capable, you may not feel like you're smart enough, you may not feel like you're good enough. And Spirit says, first of all, that's not the truth. That's just a truth that you're perpetuating to match the frequency that you're on right now. But that's why they're asking you to put yourself into a new frequency instead, because they say that we weave our own destiny. We weave our own destiny and we reap what we sow, and you have so much strength inside of you to accomplish this. And not only that, it's not just about financial gains perhaps here, because Spirit says it's bigger than this. This leap that you're considering, this risk that you want to take, it's bigger than what you realize. Will it reach abundance in the financial form? I think it will. But yes, it will. But most importantly, Spirit says it's the emotional deposits that you're making towards future emotional happiness that is so important here. And the 7 of Pentacles is asking you to plant these seeds, because we reap what we sow, and cause and effect is so important, but it has no chance of getting off the ground if you don't take that first step. And sometimes the 7 of Wands in the reverse can really speak to somebody who's giving up before they even attempt the start, because they've already fueled themselves with that negative outcome. They've already anticipated it, and it's leading to frustration. But Spirit says you can transmute that frustration, you can use it to your advantage, and you can apply force to this great idea, to this doorway, to this opportunity. It's a yes for you. You definitely should take this chance. You definitely should take this. If it's a person that's asked you out, whatever the case may be, surrender to this. Surrender to this. And here's the King of Swords. So you may be on the path to entrepreneurship. You may be on the path to sort of speaking your truth and leading in a really profound way. Here's the Seven of Cups with the Ten of Swords. It's time to put those limiting self-beliefs to bed. Will you have financial abundance? 100%. Are you a creative force of nature? 1,000,000%. And you should take the risks. With the Seven of Swords, it even says, stop lying to yourself about what you think you're capable of. Because anytime you fuel yourself with a limiting belief system, Spirit says, you know you're full of baloney. You know that you're full of it because you have everything inside of you to succeed. You're smart, you're passionate, you're creative, and you're good at everything. Let's be real. Anything you actually put your effort into, Spirit says you master it. And that's really the lesson here, is that we have to master our own thoughts. We have to master, as much as we master our practical realm, we need to master that inner alchemy too, that fuels our belief systems, that tells us what we're capable of and what we aren't. They work for us. We don't have to work for them. This is definitely a yes for you. This is going to lead you to abundance in every realm. And that's but the Seven of Pentacles reminds us to take pause and to actually plant the seed. You know, it reminds us to be optimistic about the future. And if you are hesitating, the Eight of Wands says, do not hesitate one more moment. They're blowing dandelion wishes into the wind. But when we have the dandelion wish, we have to take that actual act of breathing life into it, just like a flame. They're asking you to get going. Travel could be in your future as well. 100% yes for you, pile one. We have here magic and uncertainty, pile one. I'm telling you, expansion. Expansion, 3 and the 7 equaling your 10. You have some work to do to get to that 10, but the joy is in the journey. It's kind of exciting. It feels really exciting, actually. The magic card, the uncertainty card, encouraging you to trust in your magic. The magic is inside of you. You are the smart one. You're the creative force. You're the entrepreneur. And you're uncertain, but Spirit says, it says thicket of thorns. Don't let thorns amidst the roses deter you from your empowerment and the transformation that's coming in for you. Because this unsure, quote unquote, I'm putting quotation marks around it, the uncertainty of this doorway, the only thing waiting for you is success. The only thing waiting for you is more, is expansion. And even here, the bird, it's like half in flight, half not. They're asking you to take flight. They're asking you to give yourself the permission to believe in this idea, to believe in this doorway. Of course, as I said, this is a collective reading, so I'm dealing with collective energy. This can be anything that you're resonating with. If you have a job offer, if you have a love offer, these are good moves. If you have a good idea towards creating your own, specifically creating your own sort of work environment, an amazing, amazing idea that you're sitting on, and Spirit says you have the force. You just need to exert that strength in that direction. It's just going to take a little bit of courage. Advice, please, pile one. Ooh, hummingbird, lighten up, joy. And that's what's waiting for you. Don't be afraid to start small. The hummingbird is notorious for having a very fast heartbeat. And, you know, sometimes we'll get to the precipice of change and we'll be so scared. Our heart will be thumping so fast. It's like jumping out of an airplane. But the exhilaration that comes after that apex of fear is just life-changing. And that's what they're saying, that surrender to this. Surrender to this because it's leading you on a very important journey. And we have empathy, speak less, and listen more. And, you know, this card, specifically, back of deck says you're a healer, because the healing that Spirit wants you to focus on now is that lack mindset within yourself. And when they ask you to be more empathetic, they want you to start with yourself. They want you to start with you. Because when you speak, the first person that hears yourself is your ears. And it's like, imagine that you're speaking to your inner child. Would you say as many limiting beliefs to a little child who has dreams, who has goals, who has aspirations? Would you tell them that they aren't smart enough? Or would you tell them that they don't have enough, they don't have what it takes? Would you tell them that it's too hard? You would encourage that. And that's what Spirit wants you to do. They want to encourage you, and they want you to also encourage you. It's like, help me help you is the message coming in from your guides and angels. And it's like they're lighting up the sky for you. It's like, if you're looking for a sign, this is your sign. And they say that they've been giving you signs. It's like, we've been lighting up the sky for you, letting you know this is a good idea, but you need to listen and talk less. Leave the past behind, along with your insecurities. Honor your feelings. And if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling scared, Spirit gets that. They understand. They don't expect us to be stoic all the time. We're evolving. You know, they expect us to have those same reactions that we always had, but it's about practicing the art of minimizing the feeling. We can feel anxious, we can feel afraid even amidst the Nine of Wands, because it's a strength card. It doesn't mean we're not scared. It means we're just applying force to that fear. Honor your feelings. Let yourself feel scared. Let that pass over you like a wave, and then act anyway, because they say that this is good. Go deeper. Go deeper into this idea. Enter into this unknown, because Spirit says this is 100% a yes for you, Pile 1. Beautiful energy. Let's get a charm bowl for you. Pile 1 in the bowl. Queen of Cups. The Knight of Pentacles, we have the Page of Cups reversed, and the Knight of Pentacles are reversed. The Queen of Cups is sideways. Your abundance, your emotional happiness is like sitting in a state of limbo, just waiting for you to execute. It's like you're dragging your feet, and it's waiting for you to execute here. You're being really stubborn about applying the force you need to. So you have a great idea, and I really am honing in on the entrepreneurs here, because you have a great idea and you're kind of dragging your feet about, but you're also delaying the new emotional start that's waiting for you. So that's what they want you to understand about the delays and the unknown, is that the unknown is holding amazing things. It's kind of like Christmas. You don't know what's waiting under the tree, but you know that it's something good. And that's what Spirit is here to kind of infuse you with some more courage and confidence, to let you know that there's good things waiting. We have the Dig as Ruin. We have the Pisces going with the flow. Two of Cups. And again, if this is a relationship, this is a good start, because it's going to lead you to the 10 of Cups. So very good path for you. We have endurance and strength and good luck on your side with the Elephant. We have the Wheel, the world in motion. We have G and Y. And we have the Key. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling stagnant, Spirit says take that leap of faith, because this is 100% a yes for you, Pile 1. All right, Pile 1, that is what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates. And if it did, I would love to hear your story. And I would love to, even if you have to come back, I would love to hear your story in the comments section below. I would love for you to be a part of this soul family by subscribing to the channel and hitting your notification bell. And if you drop me that comment below, be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free video reading with me. You can also check me out on Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. But I hope that you come back here for another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hi, Pile 2, you were drawn to the Hematite here, or to the Herb Crafter's Tarot, and this is your reading. This is a yes, no, pick a card. So holding the question in your mind, the situation in your mind. We have here the Five of Swords reversed. The Two of Swords. We have the Ace of Swords. We also have the Ten of Wands and the Temperance energy. So I'm going to hold those out because I feel like we need to. We have the Eight of Wands. And we have the Ace of Fire. Back of the deck is the Six of Wands. And I want to clarify this before we get into your answer. We have here the Seven of Fire. You may be asking if certain problems are going to be resolved, because I feel like you're uncertain about a future outcome, and you're uncertain about whether it's going to be in your favor or not. Like there's a sense here of like the unknowns of the future being really kind of scary. The Three of Swords. The Two of Pentacles. And it's like you could be hesitating. Three of Cups. Back of the deck is the Death energy, and we have the King of Cups. So with the back of deck energy as the Death energy, it's all about rebirths and new beginnings with the Death. So you may be finding yourself at the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle, and then we have this King of Cups here with the Five of Swords. Now, as far as a yes or no question here, it feels like problems are going to be resolved, but it's not going to happen yet. That's what Spirit says. There's going to be a delay in your yes, but there is still a spark that we can grow upon. There's still movement in the future of whatever it is you're asking about. It can be about a person, about a connection here, because it feels like for someone watching that you're asking about someone that's beyond your grasp. And it's really a burden because we've been waiting a long time for clarity, for the truth in the situation, and you want to know if that's coming in soon. And Spirit says that it's not coming in yet, but that it is imminent. It will come in, but there is going to be a delay for you, pile 2. This Two of Pentacles is talking about sort of holding space for this situation, but not letting it stop you from progressing forward while this delay happens. Because they don't want this to monopolize your entire experience while you're waiting for, it seems like, some sort of reunion of some kind or a sort of celebration to come in. The Ace of Fire in the future position is talking about a spark. It's talking about new opportunities that we have to then grow upon. So we do have new beginnings coming. We do have new beginnings that are impending upon us, but I feel like there's going to be a bit of a delay and so a wait for you. And it's frustrating too, because the Eight of Wands, you can see this, it says ginger, and ginger kind of burns, you know, when it's on its own. And this flame looks like it's getting out of control. So there's a frustration in that delay. Spirit wants you to know that they sense that frustration. They see it inside because they know that there's a lot invested here, and you're tired of the disconnect. Like it feels like you're tired of this separation in some way. And so you're frustrated, and it's that frustration is fueling more of the energy of the Two of Swords, the Three of Swords, and it's creating insecurity, and it's actually prolonging the delay as well. So that's why they really are glad that you're talking to them today, because they want to reassure you that they do see solutions coming, but you can expect a little bit more delay. But they understand that truth is kind of frustrating and painful too, because this uncertainty is really overwhelming, and it feels heavy with this Ten of Wands. It feels really heavy, but that's why they want to ease your mind. They want to protect you from that heavy energy while you're waiting, because you will still experience the delay, but ultimately you will have an opportunity for reunions here in this situation. There are going to be resolutions to the issues. There's just going to be some obstacles to get there. And even here with the cinnamon, with the Seven of Fire, cinnamon again is something that kind of burns when we experience it, but it's also great in a sense, because when we add it to other things, it really improves the taste of things. So they want to sort of bolster you with the confidence that this separation, what it feels like a separation or uncertainty, is not going to last forever for you, but that it's actually being presented as an opportunity for you as well to practice maintaining this patience, this inner alchemy, because the practice of the Temperance energy, which reminds us to grasp every day and enjoy the journey, helps us to do just that. Because we can't control change around us. We can't control other people's thoughts, feelings, or intentions. All we can do is control our own experience and control our own reaction to those changes. And we sometimes have to do that consistently over and over and over again before we get good at it. And Spirit says just right now, we're not that great at it. When we have delays, we allow ourselves to fall into a little bit of uncertainty, despair, frustration. And again, that just lowers our frequency and creates even more of a delay. So they want you to, and it sounds strange, but it's like we want you to juggle your feelings around this situation and your practical realm a little bit more carefully. They want you to not allow yourself to get really frazzled because of the delay. They want to assure you that you have solutions coming and opportunities coming. But just like every flame, we have to fuel it, you know, if we want to grow it from that point of a tiny spark, like a match being lit up. We have to add it to something. We have to add elements of air, elements of earth to fuel that flame higher. So a yes for you, pile 2, but it's going to be a delay in what you're looking for. And it could be because there's a lot of practical things in place that are creating that delay, and it's variable because we have a lot of collective energy around. We have here healing, bear spirit. It's an opportunity, like the Four of Swords, to retreat, to embrace the in-between so that we can use it to our advantage. We have to live this time anyway. You have to experience it anyway. We might as well use it to bolster our experience in the future. And we have air spirit, knowledge. And that's what Spirit says is the reason why there's been delays here, is because there's been a necessity to learn at an individual scale, especially if you're resonating with the message that you want to be reunited with another person. There were lessons here to that were needed before we were ready for this transition. Back of the deck says acceptance, which is because I feel like there's frustration. It's like, I want a yes now. Am I going to see this person soon? Yes or no? And Spirit says you will see them, but the caveat is that you're going to have to wait a little while. You're going to have to wait a little while. And the purpose of the wait is to help us to raise our frequency so we're on the same level and we're on the frequency of reception. We can't move forward yet because we're not in the frequency to accept. We have the acceptance card though. 4 and a 1 is a 5. It's hard. It's a challenge for us to accept how things are right this moment. The 5 of Swords here in the reverse, it says white sage, which is good at clearing out negative energy. And it's reverse, which is a really good sign because for me, the 5 of Swords reverse is about peace that will be coming in. Peace that's going to be coming in after a period of turbulence. No pile number 2. We have here release your blocks, an opportunity to maintain that balance. Look at, they're trying to do like a yoga pose, an opportunity to maintain the balance, to release your blockages and shine, an opportunity for you to raise your vibration. New moon in Leo, you could be a Leo perhaps. Back of the deck says, let your fears dissolve during this period. Let the uncertainty and the shades of gray dissolve. The moon encourages us to draw down those fears and to trust our intuition at this time and to trust in the detours that we experience. They don't necessarily mean sort of a fork in the ending of the situation. It's a detour that's required of us. So it's like picking up an extra course, like an elective at university. It can help you to be victorious or to be successful in other courses if you have that information. Adapt to the changes that are happening. I just saw Moose Authority as well. You know what's best for you, and this may be what's best at this moment in time for all people involved in this situation. There is a perfect plan. It's working itself out in its perfection. It's like we feel like we're in the wrong place at the wrong time, but Spirit says you're exactly where you need to be right this moment, so use that space. Yep, you know what's best for you. Back of the deck says the situation is calling for adaptability and innovation. And that's why there is the delay, because we're needing to experience that adaptation. We're needing to see the truth of the situation. It says Yarrow with the Ace of Air has barbed wire, because sometimes the truth of the Ace of Swords is frustrating, a little bit painful, but it does help to steer us in the direction of clarity. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 2. So a yes with a delay for you, pile 2. But Spirit's still here rallying around you, telling you that it's an opportunity. 7 of Pentacles, yeah, frustrating. Yeah, it's like it's frustrating. Queen of Cups, because look, if we have the King of Cups here, we're dealing with the Queen of Cups, so it feels like a soulmate reunion is what you're sort of hoping for here. And this looks like an investment emotionally that you are permanent in. It's like, this is my person, this is what I want, I'm very focused on this goal. And so being asked to be patient is very frustrating for you perhaps, because the uncertainty is killing you. But Spirit says just keep taking steps in the right direction, and they'll take care of, they'll like be your eyes on the highway. Ever seen somebody who, it's silly, but in the olden days, they would like put a blinders on. One person would drive while the other person had on a mask or something. That's what Spirit's showing me in a car. Like, let us be your eyes for just a little while longer. And make sure that we're planting positive seeds, because if we've already planted the seeds, we need to be fueling it with good growing conditions. Oh. Another little pinch here. We have cool. We also have I and B. We have brave, strong, true, happy, thankful. These are all the positive attributes that Spirit says you have inside of you to utilize to keep that vibration high. You are my sunshine. The letter W. We have Pisces energy going with the flow. We did have the King of Cups. And we have the Tree of Life here. So there could be delays because of other situations, other dynamics. Sometimes I see the Tree of Life and I think of family units, so take that as it resonates to your situation. There's a delay, slow hand saw. And we have some playing cards here as well. We have the Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Three of Swords. So it's like somebody, honestly, for someone, and this is not for everyone, there's delays because of karmic relationships. And these need to transition. These need to come full circle and end before there is a balance of energy that allows this reunion to happen. But Spirit does see that happening. All right, pile 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated with you. If it did, I would love to hear your story below in the comments section, even if you have to come back to do so. I would love for you to be a subscriber to our beautiful soul family here by hitting your like button, your subscribe button, and drop me a comment below so that I can enter you in for that chance to win a free reading. You can also check me out on Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. But I hope that you come back here for another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile 3. You were drawn to the blue aragonite, or perhaps to the Labyrinth Tarot here, and this is your reading. It's a yes/no reading today, so the question on your mind, you can hold any question in your mind, and Spirit will try to answer your question. So is it a yes or is it a no for pile number 3, please? Always remember I'm dealing with collective energy, so if this reading does not resonate with you, you can try a different pile or a different reading altogether. Can you tell me about the situation on pile 3's mind? Is it a yes or is it a no for pile number 3? Yes or no, pile 3, please. Okay, so we have the High Priestess reverse. And, you know, her coming out in the reverse is the perfect card for this question, because it's talking about someone who has a clouded insight, doesn't know really what path to take. We have the Queen of Pulls, the Queen of Wands. You could be a fire sign, a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, potentially. Just turn on more of a light. Six of Wands. We have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse position. It's like you can't decide on this path. You can't just commit to a decision here about what you should do. And that's because you're not trusting your intuition, Spirit says. You're not trusting in your capabilities. You're not trusting in what you're capable of doing or your ideas. You're not confident that you have this strength, perhaps. Page of Swords reversed. And what's interesting to me is that all of these cards, the Page of Swords reversed, the High Priestess reversed, the Seven of Swords, all of these are sort of about a blocked intuition. It's like somebody who's worried about bad news coming because of their pathway, or it's like you're anticipating bad news. Five of Wands. And all of this is a real reflection of your limiting ideas about yourself. It's like comparing yourself to other people can be our worst enemy when we have a good idea, especially if you are in the entrepreneurial realm, because the Queen of Wands is a very creative person. So you may feel like you're asking about a creative pursuit, or even a entrepreneurial pursuit, perhaps. It may be in connection with love, of course. Just saw the Three of Cups. But it's like your confidence is not there. Your confidence isn't there. And this, you know, when we have the Five of Wands, the fives are all about those challenges inside of us that push us to the precipice of change. And then we have the Six that claims victory over this. And because that's what we have to do. We have to be victorious. We have to claim victory before we sometimes even get started here. We have the Temperance. We have the Chariot. Back of the deck, we have the Emperor reversed, and we have the Ten of Swords, because here's the Star with the Page of Junk, Page of Pentacles. So what's really profound here from your guides and angels, pile 3, is the fact that you feel powerless when you should be feeling powerful, because the Ten of Swords is asking you as a support to the Emperor reversed to let go of that narrative that your ego's been fueling you. Let go of this idea that your ego's become really transfixed upon, and heal yourself from this negative mindset, because the fact is that victory is yours if you claim it now. And we have the Two of Pentacles, which means you have a great idea that you're almost convinced is going to blow up in your face, or you're convinced it's not going to work out. But that's because you're not trusting in your divine guidance. You're really letting fear fuel your belief system. Because Spirit says you need to heal from this, because whatever this is, this idea, this opportunity, you need to leap into it. There's the Fool. You need to take the risk. You need to go for it. And they want you to retreat and rest so that you can bolster your confidence, so that you can bolster even the idea that it's possible, because that's the first shift. There's the Two of Pentacles reversed again, and the Three of Wands. Whatever's holding you back, and it may be financial fears, we come up with all sorts of stories to stop ourselves from acting. We come up with all sorts of excuses. Even when we have another person saying, well, you could do this or you could do that, sometimes we'll just fire back excuses at them. It's like, well, I can't do this because of this. I can't do that because I have no support. I can't do that because I'm worried about money. I can't do that because what will they think of me? What will they think of me if I actually go in this way? How will other people think? What will other people think of my path? And it's all of these mindsets that leave us in a state of helplessness or hopelessness, and Spirit's trying to protect you from that truth. They're like, we're literally protecting this idea because it's such a good idea, and victory is yours. Just claim it and see the truth for what it is. There's the sunshine. It's 100% a yes for you. If this is an idea about expansion in the material realm, in your career pursuits, Spirit says go for it. Don't delay, and enjoy it. That's what they worry, is that you'll leap into it and then you'll worry the whole time. But instead, they're saying that you're being passive about a situation because you're not being honest with yourself about it. You're not being honest with yourself and other people, when instead you need to lead from the heart space here with the Chariot. And it's about making a decision. It's about going in the direction that you know you should go in, with drive and determination, because the determination that's going to override the insecurity, the fear, the worry, the expectation of failure. And they don't want you to concern yourself either with the opinions of others, and they don't want you to concern yourself either with the fear of a lack mindset. So fear of no money coming in, or they want you to understand that there are creative solutions to everything. Don't let this idea sit up on a shelf. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Don't let that ship sail, because the world and justice, the Hierophant, this is made for you. This is made for you. And any limiting beliefs can just go the way of the dodo, Spirit says. It can just literally walk out the back door. Because as soon as you see things from a higher perspective, here with that owl imagery, once you see things from the higher perspective, success is waiting for you. The world is waiting for you. And the Justice here, you can see she's trying to keep everything balanced It's all about cause and effect. Nothing will change unless you change it. So this great idea, you know, all of the fear you feel won't change unless you change it. This great idea won't get off the ground unless you make it happen. And it's a good idea and it's a good pathway. And Spirit says it's an absolute yes for you. There's a challenge for you now to leap over top of this uncertainty. And they're not saying, you know, you don't have to be fearful. They understand you're going to be worried. You're going to be nervous about executing this pathway for yourself. And you don't feel like you have support, perhaps. You feel kind of, it's like you're feeling overwhelmed. And sometimes we'll have so many ideas that we almost feel overwhelmed to even start on one specific idea. It's like, and we'll use that as kind of a scapegoat a little bit and be like, well, I don't even know where to begin. But Spirit says, start anywhere. Start with that inner alchemy. Start with your confidence. And then you're gonna see your natural next step unfolding before you. But you have to start putting more faith in your capabilities. You've already survived a million things. You've already survived 100% of all the most terrible days of your life. That is evidence of what you're capable of doing. Use it. Spirit says this is 100% a yes for you. It's a great idea and you need to get moving on it. It's all about cause and effect. It won't happen unless you make it happen. But if you make it happen, there are huge ramifications here that it's sort of meant for you. And it's like you taking on a very strong leadership role. Where's that deck? I just put it down. What did I do with it? It's literally gone. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's right here. They want you to know at the Hierophant at the back of the deck here, they want you to understand that this is you being the boss. This is you taking charge. This is you on the top tier. We have wisdom. More importantly than the physical ascension that they see here in this practical realm, they want you to know that this leap and bound is important for your spiritual ascension, because it inches you closer to the truth and the power that Queen of Wands really speaks about. And so rise above, and the owl is that beautiful symbol of wisdom, rise above your misconceptions about your power, and instead open up your eyes to the truth. We will feed ourselves all sorts of narratives of negativity about ourselves. But Spirit sees the truth of the situation. We have here activation, absolutely, and sanctuary. I love it. And they're asking you to take that leap. Again, you have a great idea here. And there's this, you could be a parent as well, because there's a sense of this mother, this protection energy here that you're trying to protect other people. But even the little rabbit here is cloaked in red, because you should feel empowered no matter how small you feel right now. No matter how nervous you feel, it doesn't negate the power in you. It doesn't matter what your reflection shows to you, because Spirit sees the truth. And I just saw an image of Shallow Hal. Did you ever see that movie of Shallow Hal? It's like, it doesn't matter what anybody else sees. It matters what you see. Activation, like the Four of Wands, it says the spirit guardian of spring. So springtime might be significant to this doorway that you're going to enter into. And we have here new beginnings. I love it. Again, springtime energy as well. So it could be very significant to this ascension or to this path that you're going to open up. Yes or no for pile number 3, please. What can you add to this message? You have here, go wild, full moon in Leo. Go wild. You could be a Leo. You are a force to be reckoned with. Breathe through the tension. They're not asking you, your guides aren't asking you to be unafraid. They're asking you to do it afraid. That's what they're asking you. They're saying practice gratitude, because they want to acknowledge that. And I heard this recently online, that we are works in progress, but we're still progressing, you know? So it's important for us to practice these skills. And this is what these pathways are affording us to do, is the practice to maintain that confidence, that inner alchemy, that victory mindset. And it's victory that's going to lead us to victory. And that's why the Six of Wands is right over here, challenging your concept of self-lack, of comparison. They're like, it doesn't ring true. It's not the truth of the situation. It's just your perception. So conquer that perception by fueling it with power. And you won't, they don't expect you, Spirit doesn't expect you to always feel confident 100% of the time. They understand it's ebbs and flows and peaks and valleys. They're saying practice the art of shifting the mindset as much as possible. And then acting afraid sometimes. Sometimes we just have to, even if we're not feeling prepared, even if we don't feel capable, we just have to kind of take the leap and trust that our future is going to unfold before us. Take time to play. And that's a great way to bolster the confidence and to increase our feelings of gratitude and happiness. And we have resources. You are so resourceful. You have everything you need to succeed. You have everything inside of you you need. Don't be afraid to start small. Discernment, look beyond immediate appearances and see the spiritual truths. So you may have a million reasons in your mind right now. You may be even narrating them to your screen saying, well, that's not true because I have this and I have this problem and I have this problem and this is in my way. And so Spirit's here to challenge us to come up with creative solutions to all of those problems. And they say that you're capable of doing that as well. And that they're going to help you. That's why they're asking you to listen. Where'd they go? They're asking you to listen to your higher self because they say that we're blocking them out a little bit. And that's why we're being fueled. It's easier for our ego to fuel these self-limiting belief systems into us because we're blocking out the truth. So a yes for you, pile number 3. But with sort of advice about releasing your expectations of the no. Advice, please, for pile number 3 in the bowl. The strength, you have the strength. You could definitely be a Leo energy here. We have the Hierophant reverse. We have the 4 of Pentacles. So it's only that limiting lack. It's like you could be worried about financials. You could be worried about shifts in the home and shifts to your schedule. Even your career in general, your current career, you could be worried about that. And that could be sort of all the reasons why we're fueling ourselves with a lack mindset. And even here with the Hierophant, it's like we're giving our power over to that belief system. We're handing it over because of our uncertainty and our fear of the unknown. But Spirit is asking you to challenge that. They're saying, say yes to this. Say yes to you and give yourself the permission to say yes. And give yourself the permission to believe in yourself as well. I almost feel like I could cry because I feel like this is a good idea. And if you don't believe in yourself, it breaks my heart to think of that. Give yourself permission to believe in yourself. We have lots of letters today. R and G. Whoops, our strength is falling down. R, G, C, 2 G's, 2 C's. We have the lipstick. So there could even be a connection here to sort of the makeup realm. And that's for someone very specific. So take that as it resonates. We have here, live the life you love. You have to live this time anyway. You have to experience this lifetime. You might as well do something you love. And it makes me think about that Jim Carrey speech he did one time at some inauguration or some sort of ceremony where he said, you can fail at something that you hate doing. So you might as well try to succeed at something you love doing and that lights you up inside. We have the hot air balloon. Raising to a higher perspective will help us bring about peace and help us carry us into a future of abundance. But also with the keys, it's going to help us to detach from any lack mindset that is holding us prisoner. We have Ace of Cups and 3 of Wands. They're saying, yes, go for it. 3 of Wands, expansion. Ace of Cups, 100% a yes, a new emotional start for you. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated, and if it did, I would love to hear your story below in the comment section, even if you have to come back to do so. If you do subscribe, please be sure to drop me that comment and hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me, and I will be drawing that name this weekend. But I also hope that you come back here for another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I also have private reading slots available through Etsy. I update that slot. Those slots Monday to Thursday and on Sundays as well at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so keep checking back if you miss out on the slot. But please come back here for another day at the Tarot Cottage for a visit, and I hope that you have a beautiful day.